We assume that mapping the stars and splitting the atom eliminates our need for a creator. If we can explain the physical mechanics of the cosmos, the logic goes, we no longer need a divine spark. For nearly 4 centuries, from the astronomy of Copernicus to the evolutionary biology of Charles Darwin, scientific observation stacked upon observation. The consensus grew that we were looking at a self-sustaining machine. By the early 20th century, intellectual circles had largely embraced materialism. The dominant view held that physical matter was all that existed, operating entirely on its own, without any external guidance. Then, in the late 1920s, a physicist at MIT, who also happened to be a Catholic priest, made an observation that challenged that consensus. Georges Lemaire proved the universe was expanding. An expanding universe means a universe in motion. If things are moving apart today, they were closer together yesterday. Trace that math back to its limit, and the idea of an eternal, uncaused cosmos becomes difficult to sustain. We can observe this absolute beginning by looking at the laws of thermodynamics. Think of the universe like a roaring fire in a closed room. Over a long enough timeline, the fuel burns out, the heat dissipates, and you are left with cold, smoldering embers. Astrophysicists call this the heat death of the universe. But here is the mathematical catch. If our cosmic fire has a measurable endpoint where its energy runs out, it cannot have been burning forever. Otherwise, it would have burned out an infinitely long time ago. This physical reality aligns with a philosophical framework known as the Kalam cosmological argument. The logic rests on a simple premise. Whatever begins to exist has a cause. If the universe had a definitive starting point, it cannot be self-explanatory. Something outside of it had to light the match. The evidence points to a cosmos that sprang from absolute nothingness. This requires an initiator that exists outside the boundaries of space and time. It is one thing to know when space and time began. It is another to look at the specific physical laws that govern them. The values of our universe's fundamental forces, like gravity and electromagnetism, are precisely calibrated. As Stephen Hawking noted, these numbers seem to have been adjusted to make the development of life possible. Take the mass density of the early universe. Cosmologist Trinh Xuan Kuan calculated that the probability of this exact value occurring by chance is equivalent to an archer hitting a 1-centimeter target from 15 billion light-years away. Mathematically, the odds are 10 to the 60th power. If that density varied by even a microscopic fraction at the 60th decimal place, stars would not form, planets would not exist. The entire structure of the cosmos would collapse into chaos. Faced with these odds, some scientists propose a multiverse, the idea that an infinite number of universes exist, and we happen to get the right one. But without evidence for those other worlds, the observer is left with a choice: a theoretical infinity of unseen universes, or the inference of a deliberate design. This calibration echoes all the way down from massive galaxy clusters into the microscopic architecture of biological cells. Every living organism operates on DNA. This acts as literal, sequenced information, telling amino acids exactly how to fold, build, and replicate. When we compare this biological code to human engineering, the cellular instructions outpace our most advanced software. They are meticulous, structured, and function with a high degree of specificity. We know from human experience that complex code originates from a mind. If cosmic laws point toward a lawmaker, the presence of a biological programming language suggests the work of a programmer. For centuries, the assumption was that more telescopes, better microscopes, and deeper equations would eventually explain away the divine. Today, that narrative is shifting. Empirical science cannot put a creator in a test tube. It cannot offer a mathematical proof that forces a conclusion. But science does leave signs. As we map the expansion of the cosmos, observe the laws of thermodynamics, and sequence the genetic code, the data aligns with the concept of an intelligent creator. A purely materialist worldview must now account for a universe that began out of nothing, tuned itself to a precision of 60 decimal places, and developed a biological code more complex than our own software. Under the weight of this data, the accidental explanation faces an increasing burden of proof. The evidence is laid out in the stars and in our cells. We are left to look at the architecture of existence and ask, is this really all a coincidence? Or is there something greater behind it?